your boy, Grown Man Business TV. Feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out. But you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. Listen, man, you already know how we do over here at Grown Man Business TV, right? You know what I mean? It's time and energy. Time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. I know they got you out here chasing that bag, chasing that money, getting to that moolah, getting to that guap, getting to that paper, but always keep in the front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. Time and energy, the highest forms of currency. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Big salute to everybody that's tapped into the channel. Big salute to everybody that's locked in with the channel. Feel what I'm saying? Now listen, you already see the thumbnail. You already see the title. You understand me? Yo Gotti, Big Brother, Big Jook, got smoked out there in Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah, he got smoked out there in Memphis, Tennessee. I mean, laid down in broad day, right after a funeral. Right after a funeral. And I mean, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. That's word to young Dolph. Yeah, R.I.P. to the king of Memphis, young Dolph. Word to Dolph. Yo Gotti's brother gets smoked in Memphis, Tennessee, right after a funeral. Now, one of the main reasons why I had to tap in, I already seen the DMs, already had everybody locked in. Grown Man Business TV, what you think about what's going on in Memphis? What do you think about what's going on with Yo Gotti, his brother, the whole Memphis situation? And what's your perspective? What's your thoughts on the You know, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But a lot of y'all new investors don't understand that I gained a lot of my following. I gained a lot of my subscribers when young Dolph lost his life out there in Memphis, Tennessee. You know, I had the whole Grown Man Business, you know, Empire Death Row Records videos going. If you go back into my archives, I had the whole Empire Death Row Records, where I was talking about Empire, you know, the record label, the distribution company, and how they was, you know, putting life insurance policies on their artists, and they was collecting. You understand? And you know, when I really started making traction when the king of Memphis, young Dolph, lost his life. So when I took a nap earlier, handled some business, you know what I mean? And when I woke up, I saw the news about Big Jook, Yo Gotti's brother, getting his head blown off out there in Memphis, Tennessee. You understand me? Laid down right after a funeral in broad daylight. And I said, you know, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be, but I got to talk about this, because I'm one of the main ones that was shining a light on the whole situation with young Dolph. So here we go. Here we go. And again, before I get deep into this conversation, before I break down my perspective and my thoughts on the situation, I got to say it one more time. R.I.P. to young Dolph. R.I.P. to the king of Memphis. Yeah. We all know who the king of Memphis is. We all knew who the king of Memphis was. And when you involve hate, when you involve jealousy, when you involve envious in all of the different levels, you understand, that's how you lose the king of Memphis. We watched young Dolph lose his life for nothing, because you had some haters and you had some jealousy and you had dudes that was envious. And here we are to this very day. Now, I don't wish death on nobody. You understand? I mean, I'm here right now. You already know how I give it up. Saturday night, I'm at the crib. I got my cup of tequila. Yeah, I got a nice red cup of tequila. I got the jacuzzi heating up right now. I'm living a life that you dream about. I'm living a life that you work hard for, my G. And when you really put things into perspective, you'll understand that a lot of the glitz and glamour ain't real. Everything that glitters ain't gold. And when you looking at Yo Gotti, when you looking at CMG, Yo Gotti, you gotta know he's living hell on earth right now. Hell on earth. And I'm gonna break this down because it don't just apply to these rappers. It applies on every level of success. Every level of success. See, one thing for sure, two things for certain. When you the king of this, like young Dolph was the king of Memphis, you understand? A lot of people want to take your spot. It's a lot of people that want to sit in the chair. It's a lot of people that want to sit at the head of the table. You know, heavy is the head that wears the crown, my G. You're going to have a lot of people gunning for you. You got to keep your eyes open at all times. You got to keep your head on a swivel. You understand? But what a lot of these dudes like Young Gotti don't understand is that you're never going to chop the head off the king so you can be king. Yeah, you can't chop the head off the king prematurely because you hating, because you jealous. You can't do that. You can't do that, homie. That's not how the universe works. That's not how energy works. And see what happened, one of the reasons why a lot of us were so upset when young Dolph lost his life is because we all subconsciously knew that young Dolph was the king of Memphis. And we all knew that young Dolph had a lot more to offer the universe. He had a lot more to offer the people of Memphis and just the people of the world, period. His energy was powerful, way more powerful than Gotti. And we all knew that. So to watch him lose his life prematurely, to watch him, you know, the head be chopped off the king, because you already know when you lose your life these days, you're going to make the reels, homie. It's going to be video. It's going to be photos. You know, people are going to see you take your last breath. And a lot of people was upset about that thing with Yo Gotti and Young Dolph. And we all knew it didn't matter that you got rid of Young Dolph. You still not the king of Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Yo Gotti can't even walk the streets of Memphis. So you are not the king of Memphis. Imagine chopping the head off the king prematurely, and then 3, 4, 5 years later, after he passes away, you still losing family members. You still losing associates. You can't even come back to the throne. You can't even come back to the kingdom. That's what's happening. 3, 4, 5 years later, after young Dolph lost his life, guess what? They still sliding for young Dolph. Word to Flipper. Word to Flipper. Word to Dolph, my G. R.I.P. to the king of Memphis. They still sliding. They still riding. They doubling back and they sliding again. So, I mean, you know, again, I don't wish death on nobody, but when it comes to the rules of engagement, when it comes to war, this is how it goes down. This is how it happens when you were so jealous and you were so envious. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, it's hard times right now. I'm sure Gotti is somewhere on an island. He's somewhere in a mansion, ducked away, crying his eyes out, because that's what men do when they lose close family members. We cry, homie. It hurts. And to know that your brother got his head blown off the actions, off the words, and off the jealousy, off the hate that y'all had for young Dolph, knowing that your brother couldn't even go to a funeral. Yeah, man. It get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. It's always deeper than rap. And again, you know, a lot of people came to my channel, and I got a lot of subscribers. We approaching 17,000 right now, all off the back of the, you know, Empire Death Row Records, all off the back of me telling the truth about young Dolph. Yeah. Empire Death Row Records, they definitely get their artists, they give them a chance because these artists are high risk, and they put substantial life insurance policies on these artists. And sometimes they line the artists up, and sometimes they let the artists walk themselves right into a death trap, and then they collect the insurance money. That still stands today. That still stands today. But when it come to Big Jook, when it come to Yo Gotti, when it come to CMG, y'all should be ashamed of yourself. And see, it's bad mojo on y'all. It's bad mojo. I suggest all of Yo Gotti, I suggest all of your artists strap up. Because see, it's just like they say in the good book, right? The kids will reap the sins of their father. The kids are gonna reap the sins of the decisions of their father. And when it come to Yo Gotti, he is the father of his record label. And everybody that falls under Yo Gotti, they're his kids. And because y'all are in bed doing business, getting money with Yo Gotti, you're at risk of reaping the benefits of his sins. And what was his number one sin, my G? Yo Gotti. What was his number one sin? Touching a king like young Dolph. Putting the green light on a king like young Dolph. See, this is the thing, what you got to understand. We all here for a reason. And a lot of us, we get so caught up in the world. We get so caught up in what's going on planet Earth that we lose sight of our purpose. We lose sight of the things that we are put here to do. But listen, man, the universe don't lose sight. God, the creator, whatever you want to call him, whatever you want to call it, it never loses sight on why it sent you here. You understand what I'm saying? And once you start making some progress, you start moving forward, you start figuring out what your purpose is, you start feeling good, you get in a good groove. Now you got haters like Yo Gotti. Now you got haters like Black Youngster. Now you got haters like Big Jook plotting on your downfall. Yeah, plotting on your downfall. Plotting on how to take you out of this universe. Plotting on how to chop the head off the king prematurely. But when you do that, whew, when you fall victim to your feelings, when you fall victim to the hate, when you fall victim to the envious, the ways, and you go through with it, and you take the life of somebody that had a hell of a path on earth, you take the spirit from somebody that had a purpose, a strong purpose on this earth. You pay for it with your life, homie. You pay for it. You pay for it. There's no way around it. You're not gonna just get rid of a Nipsey Hussle. You're not gonna just get rid of a young Dolph. And I understand, right, when it come to Nipsey Hussle, hold on, guys, good tequila. We gonna have a drink tonight for young Dolph. Yeah, we gonna have a drink tonight for young Flipper. R.I.P. to young Dolph. We gonna have a nice little drink tonight. Yeah, straight tequila, and I'm warming up the hot tub. I'm warming up. Listen, man. Hold on. You already know we gonna get in the groove of things. But we in here Saturday night. This is not your average YouTuber. You feel me? This is not. Yeah, we got the hot tub heating up right now. Yeah, we about to. Yeah, once the hot tub heat up, I'm gonna cut the jets on. You understand? Yeah. We getting in the hot tub tonight for young Flipper. For young Flipper. For young Dolph, my G. For young Dolph. We gonna turn up tonight for young Dolph. Now again, we not celebrating the death of Big Jook because it is what it is and it'll be what it's gonna be. But like I was saying, I understand how it went down with Nipsey Hussle. But I was disappointed that nobody was sliding, that nobody was making the news, that we wasn't hearing much about after Nipsey Hussle lost his life. It kind of hurt me that I was disappointed in that. And again, we not wishing death on nobody, but I love how them boys is sliding for Dolph. That's what I love that. I love it. Because we're not living in a day and age where you're gonna be able to do your dirt. See, I want to really get into this situation with Yo Gotti. I wanna really tell y'all and really break down a perspective and an angle that nobody is talking about when it come to Yo Gotti. See, we all love young Dolph. We all understood that Dolph was the king of Memphis. You understand what I'm saying? Young Dolph, grown man business, Pimp C, we all cut from the same cloth when it come to the South. And one thing that we recognized and I always saw that Dolph did is he didn't run to New York City and run to the New Yorkers and get up under their nut sacks. Pimp C, he wasn't fast to run to New York City. We from the South, baby. We can get it down here. Huh? Grown man business. I'm one of the ones that talk my talk when it come to New York City. It's no hate. It's no hate. It's all business. Real talk. And the one thing that Yo Gotti did that nobody really pays attention to is that Yo Gotti ran to New York City. Yo Gotti was at the Jay-Z brunches, the white brunches and you know what I'm talking about. The Rockefeller brunches or the Live Nation brunches, whatever they was called. Yo Gotti was always there up under Jay-Z's nutsack. Yo Gotti ran to New York. He ran to Jay-Z. See the difference? Dolph didn't run up under Jay-Z's nutsack. He didn't run up under New Yorkers. That's one of the things that made Dolph the king of Memphis. Is because he could still come back to Memphis. Because he didn't run up under Jay-Z's nutsack. But Yo Gotti, we all saw you run to New York. We all saw you hugged up with Jay-Z in every other picture. So you got to ask yourself, ooh, that's what y'all come here for, right? Y'all come here, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But you got to ask yourself, where did Yo Gotti get the mentality? Where did Yo Gotti get the thought to wipe out young Dolph? Yeah. Hey, Buffalo Soldier salute. I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't believe in the word karma. Because if there was karma, how these white people still in position? After all the bad and all the evil these white people did, how they still in position if there is a such thing as karma? Ask yourself that. So, I don't believe in karma. I do believe in energy, the universe, universal law. I believe in that. You understand what I'm saying? So, the higher ups and the elites, they've been wiping out artists. They've been wiping out people that go against the agenda for a long time. They've been doing that LBG 123 ABC community stuff for a long time. And in due time, the higher ups and the elites taught the black minions, the Jay-Z's, the Puff Daddies, the Russell Simmons, the Andre Harrells. They taught them the way of the world. They taught them how to move in this music industry. And then you got dudes like Yo Gotti that follow up under Jay-Z's nuts. Because for a long time, Yo Gotti and Dolph, they been having they back and forth. But Yo Gotti never thought, his brother Big Jook never thought to smoke young Dolph. Think about how long they've been having they back and forth. Think about how long Yo Gotti and young Dolph that it been a thing. Not until we see Yo Gotti riding up under Jay-Z's nutsacks. Not until then is then we lose young Dolph. You understand what I'm saying? So these things are prevalent. And as soon as it got hot, you got to understand something. Soon as it got hot for Yo Gotti, then Jay-Z said, nah, we can't have you and Black Youngster at this Rock Nation brunch. We can't have y'all this time, man. It's too hot. Yeah. I told you what to do, but you did it. And now it's hot. You got to let this cool down before we can really get back in the same business together, before we can really do our thing and watch Yo Gotti movements. Next thing you know, he with Angela Simmons. Now he's some type of family man. He got a girlfriend and he's walking around and he's trying to be like Jay-Z with his Beyonce. He's trying to be like Jay-Z with his Beyonce. And when it come to the higher ups and the elites, yeah, he did his thing. But when it come to the streets of Memphis, you was never king. Dolph's spirit, Dolph energy, you took it prematurely. It's still here. Every time them young boys smoke that good Doty, every time them young boys is sipping on that lean, every time them young boys play that young Dolph, it's like a Negro spiritual. Yeah. Dolph is one of those dudes that when I listen to his music, it's like a Negro spiritual. And as soon as them young boys in Memphis get to listening to that young Dolph, they get to thinking about young Flipper, they ready to ride. They ready to slide. And Big Jook, for some reason, thought, oh, nah, you can't even go to funerals in Memphis. Y'all not the kings of Memphis. Y'all ain't welcome in Memphis. Obviously. Oh, and his pictures, listen, it get deeper than rap because they, yeah, they smoked Big Jook, then they took pictures of him. It's pictures floating around the homie with his medulla oblongata bust. Yeah, popped his top off. And again, man, if you want to call it picking sides, if you want to call it, I'm riding with Dolph. Always rode with Dolph. I got videos about young Dolph that got 250,000 views on it. 100,000 plus views on it. It's a difference. It's a difference. It's a method to the madness. Real is real. The fake always falls to the wayside. There is no way that the fake can mix with the real. And Gotti, man, you got hell to pay, Yo Gotti. Oh, I don't know who's talking to Yo Gotti. I don't know if they, he got a lot of yes men. But here at Grown Man Business TV, we carved out a lane for the real. And I'm the only one in it. And I'm here to tell you, Yo Gotti, you got hell to pay. It'll be 100 years before you live down what y'all did to Dolph. 100 years, homie. Your bloodline is cursed when it come to Memphis, Tennessee. Your last name is cursed when it come to Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah, he had a restaurant. They shot that up. The homies was moving around. They shot that up. Your brother's at a funeral. They shot that up. So, Grown Man Business, the voice is powerful. It's more powerful than Fox News. It's more powerful than CNN. It's more powerful than The Breakfast Club with DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God playing butt tag every day. See, Grown Man Business, the perspective is powerful. And then, a lot of these dudes is going to rap in these rap songs. It's going to sound good. Oh, Yo Gotti, it sound good. We see you. You got your little shorty, Angela Simmons. Y'all doing y'all thing. And it sounds good, but you need a grown man to give that perspective for the youngsters, for the young people that's listening to Yo Gotti and think that Yo Gotti is, nah, homie, this is what happened when you chop the head off the king prematurely. This is what happens, homie. You lose every time. The king has to rule. Now listen, let me break this. Let me help you understand something. We are mortals. Mere mortals. So the king can only rule for a certain amount of time. But that time that king is set to rule, he needs to rule. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You mess up a whole empire when you go and you poison the king. When you go and you get rid of the king prematurely because y'all want to sit in the chair. Y'all want to wear the crown. Yo, Gotti, it's looking ugly, homie. It's looking ugly. Word to Dolph. You don't feel that? That's why the thumbnail is what it is. Double back and look at the thumbnail to this live stream. Because that's what Dolph is doing. He's laughing at y'all. Oh, Dolph, I hear you, homie. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear because I told y'all when the smoke and mirrors is cleared out, after all the chaos of young Dolph losing his life, after all the confusion that nobody knows what happened to young Dolph, nobody can believe what happened to young Dolph, and after the calm, after it all calms down, everything goes back to normal. Young Dolph, his spirit, his energy is laughing at Big Jook. Hey, Gotti, young Dolph, his spirit, his energy is laughing at you, homie. He's laughing at you. That's why that thumbnail on this live stream is what it is. Because I can feel his spirit. I can feel the energy of young Dolph. And I'm here to tell you, Gotti, his spirit is laughing at you. There's no, listen, man, the only way you can pay for this is with your life. Man, I love bringing the real to light. I love bringing the truth to power. I've carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. Young Dolph, I'm telling you that the only way to pay back what y'all did to young Dolph is with your life. There is no repenting. There is no sorry. There's not no amount of money. There's no amount of charity. There's nothing you can do because you made the ultimate mistake. You made the ultimate sacrifice by chopping the head off a king prematurely. And this is the crazy part about it. You get around Jay-Z, you start feeling yourself. You at these parties, you at these Rock Nation brunches, and you acting like you the king of Memphis. And the whole time, deep down in your soul, you know that young Dolph had the crown. You understood that. And that's why you tried to sign young Dolph. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, the colonizer is always going to try and trick the king out of position. The liar, the one that's envious of you, the one that's jealous of you, they always going to try to sweet talk you out of position. They always going to try to trick you out of position. And that's what Yo Gotti did to young Dolph. He tried to sweet talk him. Yeah, man, I see what you got going on. I love what you got going on. Come to CMG. Yeah. Don't start your own record label. Don't do PRE. Don't do Paper Route Empire. Come to CMG. Rep my brand. Fall under my wing so I can be the king. Because no matter how big you get, no matter how many followers you get, no matter how successful you become, you have done it under my brand. That makes me the king. And Dolph didn't fall for it. And, you know, again, who do I believe that Dolph learned this from? Jay-Z, Jehovah. Because I mean, Gotti. Who did Gotti learn this from? Jay-Z. Because you gotta understand something with the South. And I want to say this. There's always been a certain handful of dudes from down south that wish they was from New York City. Yeah, I'm talking about back in the day when New York City was the mecca of hip hop, when New York City was known for Timberland boots and North Face jackets and yeah, subway trains and all of that stuff, Philly blunts. It was always a certain amount of people from the South that wished they was from New York, that would do anything. As soon as a New Yorker came around, they would start, they would start nut hugging. They would start nut hugging. Oh, New York, Jay-Z. And then you got another handful of people like me, Grown Man Business TV, Young Dolph, Pimp C, Gucci Mane. You got another handful of Southerners that never rock with New Yorkers like that. We respected New York for what New York was, but we love the South. And anytime a New Yorker come, we don't nut hug. We not trying to be a New Yorker. We not trying to, we not with that. And that was the main difference between Yo Gotti and Young Dolph. And that was the main thing that made Young Dolph the king of Memphis. Because Young Dolph didn't run to New York City and start nut hugging anytime Jay-Z came around. Young Dolph didn't run to New York City and start nut hugging every time Nas came around. You didn't see Young Dolph at those, brunches. But you do know that they was trying to put Young Dolph in the chokehold. They was trying to sign Young Dolph. They was tempting Young Dolph. 10 million, 15 million, 22 million. You understand what I'm saying? Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, because they already had Yo Gotti nut hugging Jay-Z. So they wasn't worried about Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti is in New York every time he get a chance to. Yo Gotti is nut hugging. He wanna be just like Jay-Z. He done went to Jay-Z house and saw it, and he was mesmerized. Yo Gotti, he tells stories. He nut hugs. Anytime a New Yorker with those Timberland boots come around, he nut hugs. But see, behind all the smoke and mirrors, it's the dudes like Pimp C that them New Yorkers want to get their hands on. It's the dudes like Young Dolph that the real higher-ups and the elites want to get their hands on. And that's why Jay-Z did anything. He did anything to get on that song with Pimp C and UGK. Pimp C said, nah, we not really rocking with New Yorkers like that. They say we don't do real hip-hop. Who was that, Jay-Z? I'm good. Jay-Z sent $1 million check down to Pimp C. Pimp C turned it down. Jay-Z had to come to Texas. He had to bow down to the pimp to get that song. Yeah, big pimpin'. Big pimpin', spending cheese. See, behind the smoke and mirrors, they want the guys like Young Dolph. They want the guys like Grown Man Business who not gonna bow down, who not gonna nut hug when the New Yorkers come through. Yo Gotti, man. See, Yo Gotti been exposed, man. He been exposed, man. I seen it. Ever since Young, even before Young Dolph lost his life, I just didn't know that Gotti was gonna actually take the words of the higher ups and the elites, the ways, and apply it. I never would have thought that Gotti and his brother would have actually went through with getting rid of the king of Memphis. But like I tell you, when you take down a god, when you take down a king, when you behead a king before his ruling is over, when you chop the head off the king prematurely, you got to pay with your life. And that's what nobody want. That's what nobody is telling Young Dolph. Yo Gotti. That's what nobody is telling these rappers. When you slide on the Don, when you slide on the king, you pay with your life. You pay with your life, my G. You curse. Your last name is cursed for the next 100 years. You can't. Yo Gotti wouldn't set foot in Memphis. But you the king. How you the king and you can't set foot? How you the king and you can't? Yeah. It's getting, listen, it's deep, it's wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. But again, Yo Gotti, his brother Big Jook got his head popped off out there in Memphis. He thought it was sweet. He thought it was over. He thought the temperature died down. No, it's still hot. 100 years it's gonna be hot. You understand what I'm saying? At a funeral, think about this. They ran down on Big Jook at a funeral, after the funeral, and smoked his boots, and then took pictures of him and recorded him laying on the ground, taking his last breaths. And what you think Young Dolph is doing? Look at the thumbnail to this live stream. That's what he's doing. And me personally, that I'm not gonna laugh. I'm not gonna laugh because I wouldn't wish death on, I'm not gonna wish death on no man, but I'm gonna tell you this. You get what you deserve. You reap what you sow, homie. And the fact that them boys is riding for Dolph is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. I don't condone black on black. I don't condone crime, period. But I understand that that's what come with this. You can't have life without death. So you thought you was gonna get rid of young Dolph and then walk around and live your life? And nah, that ain't how it worked. That ain't how it worked. Young Dolph and Yo Gotti could never sit at the round table because young Dolph saw the hole in Yo Gotti. Yeah, you come on, man. We from Memphis. You up there nut hugging Jay-Z. You up there riding Jay-Z nuts like you Beyonce. You want to be Jay-Z. You one of them dudes that wished you was from New York. Yeah, yo, guys, it's a big difference. I'm the one that's going, yeah, that's why, we have back and forths. Me and a particular YouTuber, me and a particular content creator, we have back and forth because I'm not the dude from down south that's gonna nut hug you because you from New York. I'm not one of them dudes. I'm actually the dude that used to question the New Yorkers when they came down. Oh man, this ain't nothing like New York. But go back to New York then. Why are you in Virginia? If this ain't nothing like New York, then you need to go back to New York. But this is VA, baby. We don't want bodegas down here. We don't want subway trains down here. We don't want a lot of snow down here. Yeah, this is the South, baby. I was one of those ones. So it automatically make them feel like he's hating on. Nah, it ain't hate, homie. I'm just not riding. Nah, we not nut hugging you New York dudes. And young Dolph was one of the ones like me. He was one of the ones like Pimp C. He was one of the ones that said, nah, man, we respect y'all, but y'all gonna respect us too. Y'all gonna respect this South thing. Y'all gonna respect what go down here. Or y'all gonna stay up there. Yeah, one or the other. You gonna respect what's going down here in Memphis, here in Virginia, here in Texas, or you gonna stay your ass up north in that tri-state area. So, Gotti, man, Gotti, I don't feel bad for you, Yo Gotti. I think this is a prime example. This is a prime example what happens when you chop the head off the king prematurely. And I think everybody needs to see this. I think all the youngsters need to see this. I believe that you put yourself in the position to be a prime example for these youngsters. For them to understand that even a Yo Gotti, even as rich as Yo Gotti is, yeah, the energies is gonna touch you when you go against it. You put yourself in a position. Oh, we don't care about you. Yeah, all that. Listen, man, they do it right in front of our faces. They got rid of young Dolph, and next thing you know, Yo Gotti's hugged up with Angela Simmons. It's almost like he found his Beyonce. He's so inspired by Jay-Z. He wants to be Jay-Z so bad that he went ahead and got him a girlfriend from New York City, and then he's roaming the earth and moving around with this so-called Beyonce. Yeah, his Beyonce. See what I'm saying? But that ain't gonna soften up your image. That ain't gonna stop us. Every time we see Yo Gotti, we think about young Dolph. That's because his energy is powerful. Look at the thumbnail. He laughing. Dolph is laughing, homie. You gotta, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Jay-Z ain't gonna save you. See, that's what y'all got confused. Jay-Z ain't gonna save you. Jay-Z, yeah, Jay-Z ain't gonna save you, homie. Salute, all in alkaline lifestyle. Yeah, I was just telling them how, a lot of my day one investors, a lot of my, the bulk of my subscribers and my followers came from when I was doing the, Empire Death Row record videos. When I was exposing Empire Death Row Records, when I was exposing what happened with young Dolph, that's where my lane started opening up. That's where I started getting a lot of motion and a lot of traction. So when I saw what happened with Yo Gotti's brother, It felt like it was only right that I speak on this because I've been speaking on Young Dolph. I've been giving the truth about Empire, Death Row Records, and I've been telling y'all about these insurance policies for a long time now. Couple of years now, homie. And it wasn't surprising to me. It didn't shock me when I heard homie got his head popped off. It actually felt like, yeah, that's how the game go. But instead of letting y'all think that it's this, that, and the third, again, grown man business, the voice is powerful. These youngsters need to know the truth. These youngsters is yearning for the truth. They yearning to know what's behind the smoke and mirrors. And what's behind the smoke and mirrors is Yo Gotti is cursed. CMG record label is cursed. Ain't no way around it. It ain't enough money you can show us. It ain't enough change you can show us. It ain't enough cars. You couldn't show us Angela Simmons 1,000,000 times. Every time we see Yo Gotti, we think about Young Dolph. Good shots of tequila for Young Dolph. We having a drink for Young Dolph tonight. We having a drink for Paper Route Empire tonight. You understand me? I already showed y'all the hot tub is being heated up. Salute to the chat. What we got going on? Exactly. They curse, my G. Buffalo Soldier. They are cursed. I'm sure because a lot of the times I carved out a lane for the real. So when I say things, if you scroll your timeline, you ain't gonna hear nobody saying this. If you scroll your timeline, you're not going to hear nobody giving the perspective of a grown man, giving you that grown man business because it's a lack, far and few between. It's a big lack. It's a big shortage of grown man business. So ask yourself, where have you heard this? Yo Gotti is cursed. CMG is cursed. For the next 100 years, homie, Gotti will not, I can guarantee you, without the Army or the Navy or the U.S. government, Gotti is not walking or moving through Memphis, Tennessee. Without here, everything better be bulletproof. He better have the feds with him. He can't. Dolph, listen, man, again, you already know. Dolph was in Memphis riding around in a camouflage Corvette that everybody knows, everybody recognizes. Nobody was going to touch Dolph. He was so comfortable that he pulled up to the gas station to go get those backwoods that he liked so much. And then he left the gas station and went right around the corner and went to the cookie shop where he wanted to go get his grandma some cookies. That's when you the king of your area. That's what make you the king. When you can move amongst the peasants and be highly respected and not have nothing to worry about and buy up property and build up your area, build up your empire. Dolph had over 300 properties throughout Memphis. See, that's the difference. When you can go get your grandma, see, again, it took somebody, it took something like a Yo Gotti and his brother Big Jook who got his head blown off. It took for them to start pushing the green light, to start plotting, to start, they envious, to start trying to pull a play, make this happen. That's the only way a Young Dolph could get knocked off the throne. And mind you, kings get beheaded all the time, my G. It ain't unknown. It ain't unusual. I mean, we saw what happened to Nipsey Hussle. Kings get their heads chopped off all the time. But you got to have a Judas. You got to have somebody that's big enough, somebody that's strong enough to push the green button and make the green light go off and do that. Yeah. Yo Gotti, he only good in New York City. See, Yo Gotti, he's only comfortable when he's up under Jay-Z's nutsack. And he's able to be around, the New York guy, Jay-Z. Yo Gotti was never comfortable in Memphis. We never seen Yo Gotti riding around, getting, yeah, buying cookies, supporting the local companies and local businesses. Dolph was the king of Memphis, and he's still the king of Memphis. That's how powerful you are when you make those type of moves. And now you got they still sliding for Dolph. Word to Dolph, homie. Word to Flipper. You already know how we do at YouTube. I would throw some flip on right now for you, but we not gonna do that. You gotta understand something. They gonna slide for Dolph for the next 100 years, homie. I would suggest a money bag, yo. I would suggest a gorilla, glorilla, whatever shorty name is. I would suggest y'all, move with caution. Move with caution. And I'm telling you again, where else y'all gonna hear this? I'm telling y'all that these CMG artists, their life is in danger. These artists that fall up under Yo Gotti, their life is in danger for the decisions that him and his brother made against young Dolph. They like it. It's only going up. Listen. That was a big hit right there. Ooh. Ooh, they've been wanting that one for a long time. They've been plotting and scheming. They've been making homie think it's sweet. They've been making Big Jook think that the temperature died down. No, it's still hot. Oh, it's hot, homie. Yeah. Knocked his head off after a funeral. They knocked that man's head off after a funeral. And you think that Glorilla ain't in danger? You think that black youngster ain't in danger? Oh, it's gonna be a hell of a year this year. It's gonna be a hell of a year, my G. Yeah, exactly. Underground. The Underground Railroad. But kings don't move like that. The real king don't move like that. It is what it is. I'm not, big salute, I rock with Pusha, man. I remember, but when I'm in my city, like, I don't have to move like that. And they recognize me. They recognize me when I'm home. Some people say grown man business TV. Some people call me Shorty. Some people call me Lil E with the waves. Lil E with the wave, whoop, yeah. Chest full of jewelry, diamond earrings, rings on all that. Rolex, all that be on me. And I don't have no issues, no problems. Because you already know. You already know what I did for the city, what I do for the area. And then on top of that, my people understand what come with that. See, it's only to do, listen, man, and I don't like to talk down on New Yorkers, but I want to give y'all some game. The majority of the New Yorkers that live, that came, a lot of people from the South came to New York and made Harlem what it is, made these areas in New York City what it is. And then after a couple of generations, their great-grandkids lost touch with the South. So when you go up to New York and you hang out with Jay-Z like Yo Gotti, he's going to tell you the, X, Y, and Z. But when you come down south, they're going to tell you, don't do that. Nah, don't do that. That's bad. That's bad low. That's what they call it in New Orleans. They call it bad low. Some people like the homie Buffalo Soldier call it karma. See, our people understand the energies, no matter what you want to call it. We understand what come with that. So Yo Gotti, you went and made a move that even dudes in Memphis wouldn't have made. Like, that ain't y'all culture. What you did to young Dolph, that ain't y'all culture, homie. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of shootings. It's gonna be a lot of killings. But a boss, a king, he's able to move and move. Yeah, that ain't y'all thing. But you let them trick you, Yo Gotti. Your head, your head already big than a mother. You already got a big ass head, literally. Your real forehead and all that is huge. But you went up under Jay-Z nutsack and you let them give you a bigger head. Pause. I guess I could say pause because that, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm talking about. Your head is big as hell. And you came back to Memphis with that same enlarged skull that you got. I like that better. Enlarged skull. I like that better. And you came back to Memphis and you was claiming to be king and you was claiming this and you was claiming that. And you stepped on young Dolph, my G. Yeah, you smoked them. You turned them to a pack, literally. And now look at you. Could you, listen to the chat, right? Listen to the chat. Could you imagine getting rid of somebody like young Dolph and thinking you finally got rid of your only competition? Now you can be the king of Memphis. And then 2 years later, you still losing people. 3 years later, you still losing people like shit. We got rid of this dude 3-4 years ago and they still sliding about this dude. Even in his death, we can't get rid of this guy. Could you imagine that? Imagine that. Imagine sitting in that big ass mansion. You done sold your soul. You done sold your soul. Yeah, what's the use of a man that gain the world but sell his soul? You done gained the world. You got Angela Simmons. You got these big ass houses. You got the chains, the Rolexes. You got the Lamborghinis. You got everything anybody could ask for, and you still paying for what you did to young Dolph. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Beautiful night, man. Beautiful Saturday night. I got the jacuzzi heating up to about, I think I'm gonna go hot tonight. I want it to be hot like a sauna. I want the jacuzzi to be hot like Memphis, Tennessee is. So I got the jacuzzi probably about 104, 105. I'm turning it up tonight because it's hot in Memphis. We gonna have this tequila. I want to have a shot for Dolph. When I get off this live with y'all, I'm putting young Dolph on a surround sound. Yeah. What do you call Rich Slave? I want to hear Rich Slave tonight. Nah, he ain't sacrificed his brother. His brother was a casualty of war. See? You gotta be able to kind of separate the two. Young Gotti would have sacrificed Black Youngster. He would have gave up Moneybag Yo. He would have probably even gave up Glorilla before he would have gave up Big Jook. Oh, when it comes to sacrifices, you got plenty of options, homie. Well, you got options. The sacrifice got to be done, but you got options. This was a hit. This was young Dolph laughing in the afterlife. This is young Dolph saying, nigga, you thought it was over? Never. My nephews is gonna slide on you. They kids is gonna slide on you. The hood is gonna produce more babies, and those babies is gonna slide on you. That's what this was. That's the message that I took from, bruh, ain't no hiding from this. There ain't no slide. You can't get away from this shit. The only way to get away is to get out of Memphis and stay out of Memphis. And then you know what? Even still, you might get caught. They might come and get you in New York City, Yo Gotti. Laid up under, Angela Simmons, you might get a hit. Yeah, you might be out of Memphis, but a Glorilla be out there in Memphis, Tennessee. You might be out of Memphis, but Black Youngster be out there in Memphis. You might be out of Memphis, but Moneybag Yo be out there. Yeah, get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. That wasn't a sacrifice. That was a casualty of war. Yeah, my G. This is Grown Man Business TV. I'm here to tell you the difference. I've only carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. Ain't nobody on this internet. Ain't nobody that's next to Gotti. Ain't nobody making content telling y'all that CMG is cursed. There's no way around it, homie. Oh, it's turning up. No, it been turned up in Memphis. They been turned up. Dolph was, listen, man, again, the same reason we felt the way about Nipsey Hussle was the same reason we felt the way about Dolph. When you a king and you get beheaded prematurely and we feel your energy, we felt that, bruh. Young Dolph murdered in a cookie shop. Niggas couldn't believe it, bruh. Really? Come on, we couldn't believe it. Nipsey Hussle murdered in front of his store out there. Come on, really? There is no way that y'all are gonna be able to get rid of our kings, homie. Get rid of our stand-up grown men that's on grown men business and think you gonna get away with it and run off into the sunset with Angela Simmons. Word to Dolph. Yeah. Yeah, word to Dolph, homie. Word to the South, my G. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be at all times. Big salute to everybody that's in the chat. Yeah, I got the jacuzzi on. I've been drinking. I got a little tequila. We having a nice drink tonight for young Dolph, my G. Yo, Gotti, man, you might want to figure out what you gonna do. You know, how you gonna handle that? You standing on business? You gonna slide? Is you gonna do all the stuff that you talk about in those rhymes that you be pushing to the culture, that you be pushing to the youth? Is you gonna slide, Yo Gotti? Is you gonna get down and dirty? Is you gonna ride for your brother? Nah, man. You too busy. You too busy nut hugging on Jay-Z, man. You too busy trying to, be like Hova. You ain't gonna, you ain't slide, man. And the way it's looking, your soldiers don't want no smoke. They trying to figure out how they got in this predicament. They, you know, again, man, doing your due diligence, you'll find out that a lot of Yo Gotti soldiers like Dolph. What's the dude, Big 30? It was some dudes, man, that rocked with young Dolph that was over there. They didn't want this type of business. They didn't want this type of war, my G. So Gotti, man, like it or not, the real is the real. And through all the smoke and mirrors, the people are gonna be able to find the real. That's why we in here. That's why the channel is still growing. Money or not, rich or not, however you want to do it. See, you might be rich after you sold your soul, but I'm rich in something else that you can't get your hands on, homie. I'm rich in family. I'm rich in, a lot of things that you done already sold your integrity on. I'm rich in that. I'm wealthy in integrity. Yeah. I'm comfortable. I done fought my wars. I done did my dirt. I done paid my dues. But I knew better than to do certain things. And what you did to get to the level that you are at wasn't worth it. You knew that young Dolph was gonna surpass you. You knew that he had already surpassed you. You knew what Dolph was, my G. And you let your dingy ass brother pull a play. You put a green light, you put a okay, you stamped the certification and you said go along and do your thing. And then they let some dingy ass workers, some dingy ass young boys who ain't got $1,000 to their name ride up in a dirty ass Mercedes Benz and pull the play on a boss. Ride up in a dirty ass Mercedes Benz. I'm talking filthy, my G. And slide down on a boss. You can't fix that. We don't care about Angela Simmons. You are not Jay-Z, homie. She is not Beyonce. You got the game screwed up. You got the game screwed up, homie. You you played yourself. You played yourself, man. You thought they would. Nobody's letting that slide. We ain't never forgot about that. Same thing with Nipsey Hussle, man. It been years, man. And we still sit and think like, God damn, they did Nipsey like that? We all do. No lie. Trust me. Trust what I'm telling you. Everybody that was in tune still sometimes sit and think and say, God damn, they did Nipsey Hussle like that on Crenshaw, and ain't nobody chased that man down. Ain't nobody busted shot back at what's the boy name? Ain't nobody chase his ass around that corner. Ain't nobody shoot at him. Ain't nobody trip him. I'm talking about a motherfucker ain't stick their foot out and trip him. Nobody did nothing. God damn. Same thing with young Dolph. But God damn, man, got in the car, drove himself to get some blunts, told his grandmama he was gonna get him some cookies. And they shot that man down in a goddamn dirty ass cookie shop in the middle of the hood, chopped them down with some choppers. Motherfucker ain't got $2,000 to their name. They don't own one property. They don't own one car. They don't own nothing. Chopped down a boss like young Dolph? God damn. So you gotta know if we still thinking about it. If we still scratching our heads saying, how does this happen? Or those hitters is still thinking about it. Them hitters is still wanting revenge. They want bloodshed. Somebody gonna pay, homie. Big Jook. Damn, homie, in high school, you was the man, homie. That's how it go down. You ain't even you ain't even protected at a funeral. The laws of the universe, the creator, God, whatever you want to call them, can't even protect you at a funeral when you make a play like you made on young Dolph. Homie went to a funeral, laid somebody to rest, stepped out in the parking lot and got laid to rest. And not only, and I wanna leave y'all with this. I wanna home in on this part right here. Not only did he get laid to rest, but when you playing in a certain energy, the creator will allow you to be recorded. That's why we saw King Von in the mortuary. That's why Big Jook got a whole tape. They got a whole recording of this dude laying on the ground, top knocked off. I'm talking hugging the concrete. Dolph got smoked, but we didn't see him. We saw his arm hanging out the window. You know, Nipsey got smoked, and we got a grainy recording that we could barely see what was going on. But Big Jook, it's in HD. It's pictures of Big Jook in HD because, yeah, you left this earth and yeah, you going wherever you going at. You going wherever you going at, Big Jook. You already there. You in the freezer somewhere right now. Right now. Yeah, to his grave, my G. That's what I mean when I say, you know, Gotti's cursed, my G. I know it's hard. I know nobody wants to hear that. I know they not gonna be feeling that, but I can only give you the real. Gotti is cursed for life. And Gotti has sold his soul. So he has fame, fortune, he has riches. He has enough to protect himself, but he's not gonna be able to protect everybody around him. And when you are cursed in that way, it rubs off on everybody around you. So Gotti might be able to hide in the Hollywood hills Holly weird. He might got a mansion out there somewhere in the country where nobody can't get to him. But guess what? Glorilla ain't out there. Big Jook and Moneybag Yo, they ain't out there. They still gotta touch the city. The game is the game, homie. The game is the game. And I'm not smiling because of what happened to Big Jook, but I am smiling at the memory of young Dolph. He had a lot. He had a strong purpose. It was a lot that he was supposed to do, that he was lined up to do. Same thing with Nipsey Hussle. Oh man, listen. Nipsey Hussle was building up the Marathon store. That store was going to turn to a store on Rodeo, the Marathon store on Rodeo. Then he had the weed, the Marathon weed, and he was selling that. Nipsey had his hands in a casino. Nipsey was about to go to the next level. Nipsey was about to show us that a hood nigga could get $100 million and not sell his soul. Young Dolph was about to show us that a hood nigga could get $100 million and not sell out. Not nut hug, but see again, they don't want us to see that. Because if we see it, then we can achieve it. If we see it, then we can achieve it. All we got to do is see one of us climb out the pot. One crab get out the pot and make $100 million and not sell his integrity. And now we all think we can get out the pot and not sell our integrity and get $100 million. But see, as long as they got us looking at Yo Gotti nut hugging on Jay-Z, a lot of these dudes think they got to get to New York. They think they got to get to Brooklyn. They think they got to get to Manhattan and Queens and all that and get up under Jay-Z's nuts. So those the ones that survive. Those the ones that we get to see take it to the next level. But the highest level Yo Gotti is going to be able to get on is a knockoff Jay-Z. Yo Gotti is a knockoff. Yo Gotti is the Walmart Jay-Z. Yo Gotti is the ShopRite. Yo Gotti is the Target Jay-Z. Yeah. How you think he ducked that Rico? Jay-Z. How you think he ducked that Rico? How you think Black Youngster, even though Black Youngster rented the car that those dudes used to shoot up Young Dolph's truck when he made that album 100 Shots, even though he was in the car, they got his name, signature, signed, sealed, and delivered on written the very car that shot up Young Dolph's truck. How you think Black Youngster got out of that? Jay-Z. R.I.P. to Young Dolph. R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle. I feel like those two kings, their deaths should be revenged for the next 100 years. For the next 100 years. Shitty cuz, whatever, whoever. Somebody should pay every year, every couple of months. It should be something being spoke on. I gotta salute them boys, man. I gotta salute the boys, man. Listen, war is war. You can't have life without death. You can't have positive without negative. So war is necessary. That's why I always talk about the chessboard of life. Because when you playing chess, you go into war. And like it or not, the world is not going to be just a nice, hunky-dory, positive place. It got to be war. War, homie. Even Jesus. If you look into that book, Jesus, he didn't like what y'all was doing. He wiped your ass out. Jesus said, take these 10 commandments down to those people. Tell them I sent you. Those people said, we not following those commandments. Jesus, we wiping your ass out then. Cause a flood. Everybody ass got to go. War is necessary. It's a necessary evil. And man, I'ma tell you something. I'm sure your young Dolph wife is smiling right now. I'm sure if she ain't smiling, I can bet money. I bet the house on it. I bet the pool on it that young Dolph's son is smiling right now. He's smiling. Oh shit, man, he smoked this brother. Yeah, fuck that. It's Dolph. It's Dolph forever, baby. Forever. What it do? What it do? Victoria Kennedy, what it do, man? Buffalo Soldier, you already know. Solo Warrior, you already know. We in here, baby. We in here. Shit don't stop. That's how I want it to go. You ever play with me like that? I instruct my soldiers. I instruct the ones that fall under me. I don't want no kumbaya. I don't want no Young Jeezy and Gucci Mane reunion on stage. I don't want no verses. Play with me, I want a month. I want it, yeah. Forever. It's up forever. Forever, homie. I don't want to be up there looking down on you motherfuckers and y'all having a versus with the same dude that smoked Pookie Low. You feel me? Homie goddamn smoke Pookie Loke and y'all having the damn verses together, singing songs and dancing and kumbaya and after goddamn he done smoked Pookie Loke. I don't want that. That shit, I don't want that. I lost all respect for Young Jeezy when I saw that verses. And what he was trying to do was show we don't want that. Don't show us that part of it. Homie smoked your man. I don't want a Pookie Loke situation. I want a Young Dolph situation. I want a motherfucker sliding on. Slide, baby. Slide. Do the electric slide, matter of fact. Boogie, woogie, woogie. That's what I want. I want the electric slide. I want your ass to boogie, woogie, woogie. I don't want no Young Jeezy. I don't want no Gucci Mane. Bitch, I don't want none of that. As soon as Gucci Mane said he smoked Pookie Loke, your ass should have been scrapping. The verses should have been over. That's what should have happened. I don't care about your property. I don't care about your real estate. I don't care about none of that business shit. Soon as he said he smoked Pookie Loke ass, that's when y'all supposed to been rolling and moving furniture. So I gotta salute them boys in Memphis. Shit, it's a war zone already. It's a war going on outside that no man is safe from. Hey, listen, you can run, but you can't hide forever, Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti, you can't hide forever. You can't hide forever, homie. You're going to have to come out that mansion one day. You're going to have to come out that Ferrari. You're going to have to come out that Rolls Royce, homie. You're going to have to come off a yacht. You're going to have to come off a vacation with Angela Simmons. That is not Beyonce. She is not Beyonce. You're going to have to step back into the trenches, my boy. You thought you was gonna get you thought you was gonna get Young Dolph and took out of here, get him smoked, and you was gonna live your life with your goddamn Angela Simmons. That you thought you was gonna walk off into the sunset. That's what you thought. Don't fuck around with a king, man. Don't play with a king, homie. Let the king rule for as long as he's supposed to rule. Mind your business. Stay out the way. You understand what I'm saying? Make alliances. See, that's one thing for sure. Two things for certain. They done forgot. This is what y'all don't understand. This is what they don't teach y'all in the music. There's nothing wrong with one king making an alliance with another king. It's nothing wrong with two kings rubbing shoulders, sharing territory, trading goods. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how it's supposed to be. You a king, I'm a king. We both in these streets right here. All right, let's divide it up equally. And we gonna go to war with each other. We gonna protect this shit by all means. But as soon as Cain killed Abel, man, soon as that blood was spilled, you cursed for 150, 200 years. Ain't no turning back. Grown men rub shoulders with grown men. Grown men trade with grown men. We gon' exchange. You got gold, I got silver. Let's trade. You got fruits, I got fish. Let's trade. You got beautiful women, we got beautiful. Let's trade some women. Huh? You CMG, I'm PRE. But you take the king, you chop the head off the king of PRE, and you wondering why the soldiers ain't got no guidance now. You wondering why the soldiers of Paper Route Empire don't have nobody to tell them to calm down. They ain't got nobody to tell them fall back. They have no leader. So you left Paper Route Empire with no leader, and you wonder why your brother got his head popped off. Yeah, this is what it is. This is what it is. Listen, man, me and him not seeing eye to eye right now. He a king, I'm a king, but we not seeing eye to eye. But tell the soldiers to stand down. Tell the soldiers to stand down. And listen, just because me and him not cool right now, just because he talking crazy and I'm talking crazy, y'all better not put your hands on him. That's where the real problem coming at. When you take him out, who the fuck, who gonna control his soldiers? Who gonna tell his hitters? Who gonna tell the ones that slide for him not to slide? He gonna tell his people not to slide, and I'm telling y'all not to slide. But see, Gotti, you was never a king. You was never a leader. You was a follower. You was a Jay-Z nut hugger. You was never Young Dolph. You was never Pimp C. You was never Grown Man Business TV. You was never one of us. You always was one of them. So you want to be like Jay-Z. That's the real boss. That's the real one that tell you what to do and tell you how to move and tell you, no, don't do this, and tell you, no, don't do that. You take advice from Jay-Z. Word to Dolph, homie. Word to Young Dolph. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, man. I told y'all, you know, heating up that jacuzzi, man. You know, about to sit back, finish my drink, reap the benefits of this hard work. I'm about to reap what I sowed. You know, the seeds that I planted, I'm gonna reap what I sowed. And I make sure to plant positive and lucrative seeds. I don't play in the dirt. I would never, homie. See that again, listen, and not even to go too far off track, but when you see dudes on this YouTube thing saying, you know, let's have celebrity boxing matches or let's box, let's have a fight. See, that's because one king know I don't want to take you out, homie. I don't want to delete you. I don't want to smoke you. I don't want to blow you down like that. Because it's deeper than rap. If we having a disagreement, we can get in the ring. We can box. We can both make money doing a boxing match. But always beware the dude that don't want to box, but he want to shoot somebody. No, I ain't about to do no boxing. I ain't about to fight you, but I'll shoot you. That's the coward. That's the real coward. That's the dude that's gonna take out a king and cause a war. And then when his family and his brother and his mother gets shot in the head, now you talking this, that, and the third. See, that's the coward. The real man in the situation is the one that knows, I really want to do something to you, but I ain't gonna do that. I really want to do something to you, but I ain't gonna do that because your nephews might retaliate. Your little cousins might retaliate. Your little soldiers gonna retaliate. And after I take you out, there's nobody there to control this. And now we got an all-out war. And now my brother ain't safe. My nephew ain't safe. My artist ain't safe. Everything I built ain't safe because I had made an impulsive decision to take you out. So I'm really not feeling you right now. And I really want to do something to you, but I'm going to control my emotions. I'm emotionally intelligent, so I'm going to control my emotions. Now, we can fight. But other than that, I'm going to say what I need to say. You say what you need to say, but I'm not going to let my people touch you. I'm not going to let my minion, anybody put a finger on you, they going to get wiped out. I get a phone call that one of my soldiers did something to you, then I'm going to get them eliminated. And that's going to be our peace treaty. Or they did something to you, they smoked. We buried them in the backyard. That wasn't supposed to happen. So we buried them in the backyard. You ain't got to worry about retaliation. The dudes who put their hands on you, we done already buried them in the backyard. That's what kings do. That's what bosses do. Yo, Gotti, the sucker is showing, homie. So listen, man, we 80 minutes in. Y'all already know I done stayed way past my time. I like to give y'all 60 minutes of power. But when it come to young Dolph, I had to go a little over. I had to go a little bit over the top. I had to really get this out. I saw the situation. I seen everybody talking about it. Even, you know, Gully TV, salute to Gully TV. But I saw a Gully TV post that somebody went in his DM. I need to go and check my DMs right now. As soon as I get off of this, I got to go check my DMs. But somebody went into his DM and said, we got a picture of Big Jook on the ground with his head bust open, taking his last breaths. Make us an offer. They already got pictures. They already got video. CMG Records is cursed. Young Gotti is cursed. Yo, Gotti is. So it's not over because you sold your soul to the higher ups and the elites. You sold your soul to gain the world. So it's not over. But everybody around you is going to pay for what you did. Everybody around you is going to pay. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You would have stayed up talking like, when it's real like it is, it'll be 5 years from now, and Glorilla might, it'll be 2 years from now, and yo got something, yeah. They not sleeping. The time don't heal wounds like that. Wounds like that never heal. They never heal, my G. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Again, I'm going to leave y'all with this, you know. We all rock with Dolph. We all rock with Nipsey. And we never knew these people. So imagine the people that was around them. Imagine how they feel. The people that was getting money with young Dolph. The dudes that was smoking and learning the game from young Dolph. From young Dolph. Imagine how they feel if we, the people, never met young Dolph. Never did business with young Dolph. Never smoked a blunt with young Dolph. Never had a deep intellectual conversation. But we feel powerful. We feel hurt. We feel disgusted at what happened to him. Imagine what his family, imagine what his soldiers, imagine what his hustlers and everybody that inspired, that he touched. Imagine how they feel. And that's why kings don't just eliminate other kings, homie. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. I know the higher-ups and the elites got y'all thinking you can just sacrifice somebody. They got y'all just thinking you can just pull a play, you can pull a trigger, you can get somebody whacked. But that ain't how it works. When you dealing, the higher-ups and the elites are not kings. They are savages. They are animals. They are beasts. We always been the real kings, homie. We've been the kings, not emperors. We were kings, and kings don't just wipe out other kings. Y'all done adapted the diet of the higher ups and the elites. Y'all done it, adopted the behaviors. Y'all done adopted the war tactics of the higher ups and the elites, and that's why everything is in shambles. That's why everything is upside down, because y'all done adopted all of the ways of the higher ups and the elites, the beast, the animal. Kings don't move like that. Listen, man, listen. I am not feeling you right now. You are not feeling me. My dogs want your head on a stake, but I'm not going to let them do that. And you should do the same for me. Because if something happened to me, who gonna hold these wolves back? Something happened to me, it's gonna be an all-out war. You ready to, you obviously not ready for war. Your brother went to a funeral in Memphis and got his own funeral planned out right the same day. Yeah, nigga. You what? That's what I want. Play with me like that, and I want my hitters at your funeral, at your mama funeral. So I don't care what the event is. If we hear that you in Memphis, then we in the parking lot. We don't care if police. That's what I want. We don't want Young Jeezy and Gucci Mane. That ain't what I instruct my. So kings don't risk that. Me and you ain't seeing eye to eye. It ain't worth the bloodshed that's gonna come if I get you touched. It ain't worth it. So listen, man, big salute, man. Exactly. Buffalo Soldier. When the big dogs die, who gonna feed the pups? Who gonna feed the pups? Nobody. So now the pups is trying to figure out who took the food off their plate. And whoever took the food off their plate, they coming to eat your food. Yeah. When the big dogs die, who gonna feed the pups? You gonna feed the pups. You gonna feed the pups. Just unwillingly, just unknowingly, you're gonna feed the pups because they coming. Because it ain't gonna take long for the pups to turn to adolescents, for the adolescents to turn to young adults. And when they come, get my weight up with my hate and pay them back when I'm bigger. Woo. Shit like Negro spirituals, my G. Now, do you love me, mama? Why they keep on calling me nigga? Get my weight up with my hate and pay them back when I'm bigger. That's all that's happening. That's all that's happening. Niggas done got their weight up with the hate that they done gained from losing young Dolph, and now they paying them back. Now they paying them back when they bigger. Yeah, now do you love me, mama? Why they keep on calling me nigga? Get my weight up with my hate and pay them back when I'm bigger. Dog, Gotti, you wasn't really thinking that far ahead. You wasn't thinking that far down the street, down the future. You wasn't thinking that far ahead. You were so busy nut hugging Jay-Z, trying to get your Beyonce so y'all can take your Instagram pictures that you wasn't thinking about. Everybody that's gonna pay, everybody, they all gonna pay, homie. Is what it is and it be what it's gonna be. I'm not wishing nothing on nobody. I'm just telling you what I can see with my it's the smoke and mirrors has been cleared out. It's clear, the third eye is wide open. I can see. They stood over your brother like that. What you think? Yeah, make sure your artists got bulletproof rides. Make sure they got nice security. It is what it is and it'll be what it's gonna be. It is what it is, man. Salute to everybody that's in the chat. You know, I want y'all to enjoy the rest of y'all night. We lined up, man. We ready all 2024. This is Kobe year. So we ready. We locked in. And I got a very strong feeling that it's not gonna be hard to produce the content this year. It's so much that's gonna happen. It's so much going on. This shit is going to, listen, this shit is going to be non-stop all year long, non-stop. The topics, the subject matter, the things, yeah, it's going to be non-stop, my G. This is a powerful year. Powerful. Yeah. Even before Dolph lost his life, man. You know, it's like Gotti, it's like, again, you got these down south dudes that want to be, you know, that want to be New Yorkers. So Gotti always had an off energy. He's a Memphis dude that deep down, he's admiring the New Yorkers. He's a Memphis dude that deep down, he's admiring Jay-Z. He wants to be something like them. And when you mix that with a young Dolph, when you mix that with a Pimp C, you know, you get these weird it's a weird thing because they can't mix. It's like water and oil. So you got a young Dolph, look, get weird energy. Big forehead, always shiny. His forehead always got extra Vaseline on it. Shit shiny as hell. You know what I'm saying? And he talking with that Memphis swag and that Memphis slang, but his energy is off because he not connected to the roots of Memphis. So, you know, he has to tell us he's the king of Memphis. He has to tell us that. But subconsciously, we all looking at Dolph as the king of Memphis because Dolph, you know, Dolph has created an empire and he's not nut hugging Jay-Z. He's full Memphis. So it don't matter who's telling us the king. We looking at the king. I never said to myself, who's the king of Memphis? Subconsciously, I just always rocked with young Dolph. I never really rocked with Gotti like that. You know, he had the song. I mean, he has a hell of a discography. He has a hell of a lineup of music. You understand? But I've never been into any of his music. And even with Dolph, like I listened to parts and bits of Dolph's music. When Major came out, that's when I was like, oh shit. Oh, what's that? That's what pulled me in. And then I listened to Major for a long time, and then Rich Slave is what really solidified Young Dolph for me. Rich Slave, powerful album, homie. You know, these dudes, they always seem to drop some of their most powerfulest work right before they die. Right before they about to leave this realm right here. Just like Tupac, you know, Machiavelli is powerful, powerful music. And it felt the same way with Young Dolph, where Rich Slave comes out and he's dead. And I'm listening to this shit and I'm like, and I just knew, I knew then, like, yo, this shit is, you know, this is not an energy you just get to murder and then move on with your life. This is not an energy that you get to take from this earth and then you just get to go get an Angela Simmons and act like you got your Beyonce and live your best life. Nah, you gonna pay for this shit for a long time. I knew that. Because Rich Slave was such a powerful album. I would suggest everybody, listen, everybody in the chat, take some time and listen to the album Rich Slave. The first song on that joint, you know what I'm saying? Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold. Fire, my G, like profound, just prolific music. And I guarantee you this. When Yo Gotti heard that album, he knew that it wasn't gonna be over no time soon. We don't want to hear nothing you got to say, Gotti. We don't want to hear no music. It ain't nothing he been doing that been sticking. It's nothing that Gotti been doing that been sticking. Cause we don't believe you. You need more people. He pulled Angela Simmons and he start flaunting his girlfriend and he's trying to make us think he's this ladies man. Nah, you never been a ladies man, Yo Gotti. We never saw you like that. You can't change it. Anytime we see you, we see Dolph. And we see blood on your hands. Blood is on your hands, homie. You take that how you want to take it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Tillman. To Andre Tillman, listen. You took the words right out my mouth. You took the words right out my mouth, my G. You know, Dolph, Nipsey, fire collaboration. See, again, what makes Dolph the king of Memphis is because he was never too big. He never made himself try to make his image or make himself too big to where he couldn't do a song with Nipsey. Gotti ain't got no song with Nipsey because Gotti think he Jay-Z. Gotti think he's the he wants to be Jay-Z. But see, Nipsey Hussle and Young Dolph can collab and get in the same room. And Real is going to always recognize Real. When you put Real in a room with somebody else, when you put Real in a room with Fake, my G, somehow they going to bump heads. Somehow it's like oil and water mixing together. And that's just what I've realized with this whole, even with this YouTube thing. You know, you try to be like, yo, I like this or I like that, but when it's real and it's fake, it's just no mixtures, no way it's gonna be able to blend together. So Yo Gotti, he would never have had a record with Nipsey. And Yo Gotti been big for a long time. I'm sure Nipsey would have probably did a song with Gotti if Gotti wasn't acting like he was Jay-Z, if Gotti wasn't nut hugging Jay-Z, if Gotti wasn't trying to act like he was this. The game is you know, so that's the song I listen to all the time. Nipsey and Nipsey and Dolph is a fire collaboration. That was a fire. That was fire. You know, I ain't even gonna lie. Listen, Dolph and VA is an artist, right? It's an artist that Pusha T, you know, he pushes, and this particular artist out there in Virginia, you know, he rolls with Pusha T. His name is Young Money Yawn. You know what I mean? Young Money Yawn. YAWN, Yawn, right? And Young Money Yawn has a dope song called Rapping or Trapping with Young Dolph. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what subconsciously made Young Dolph the king of Memphis, is because he could touch the streets. He could touch a Nipsey Hussle before he was Nipsey Hussle. He could touch a Young Money Yawn before he was Young Money Yawn. And I suggest everybody, you know, go Spotify, wherever you listen to your music at, type in Young Money Yawn. Fire Norfolk, Virginia. Fire Virginia artist. Fire. And he even has a collaboration with Young Dolph. Dolph, man, is the epitome of what a king is. Dolph saying, listen, I ain't signing the CMG. Your boss is a sucker. I ain't signing the CMG. Your king is a sucker, but I ain't gonna get you. I'm not whacking none of your people. I'm not about to, nah, my people not gonna touch it. And that's exactly what Dolph was doing. It would have been a war. They been beefing. They been had a problem. They shot Dolph's truck up 100 times, and he still did not go to war. Because it's deeper than rap. Why go to war? We getting money. I'm going to get money and build my empire. You get money and build your empire. In due time, a war might break out. But for right now, we good. And Yo Gotti took advantage of that. And he snuck him. He snaked him. He pulled the play when two kings think it's a stalemate. Two kings think we on neutral ground. Yeah, I don't like you. You don't like me. We don't like each other, but you know what? You over there and I'm over here. Let the best man win. And while you think we on neutral ground, you pull a play and you call for a hit. That's what he did. Caught the man going to get cookies for his grandmama. That shit is the worst. That's the yo. Man, listen, man. I didn't think this shit could get no worse than what happened to Nipsey Hussle. Got him going getting cookies for his grandmama and smoked them. That's what you do. Just talk real talk. What it do? Yeah, man. Salute, man. You know, disgusting work, man. Shit was disgusting work, my G. You know, they smoked Nipsey right in front of his store, right there on Crenshaw. Broke my heart, man. You know, I couldn't believe that shit. I'm one of the, listen, let me, you know, I'm one of the dudes that was rocking with Nipsey before y'all knew who Nipsey was. I was one of the dudes that rocked with Nipsey on the, you know, I started listening to Nipsey on Bullets Ain't Got No Name. You know what I'm saying? I got introduced to Nipsey on the Bullets Ain't Got No Name. I think it was volume 3. And then he dropped The Marathon Continues, the white and black cover and all that. That's when I got turned out. You know what I'm saying? The song Love, you know, fake niggas don't show me love and all you Fake bitches, I don't want your hugs. I got this pistol in the gang of hundreds. And this drop Mercedes Benz getting dumb blunted. Don't be surprised if you don't get what you never wanted. I'm on my fifth fly whip while you ain't never stunted. Never going broke funny cause I never budget. Lot of niggas round now that I ain't never fuck with. That's why I'm in and out of town, out in other countries. It's like the less I come around, the more I'm getting money. Like that shit resonated with me. It's a song called Love by Nipsey Hussle. That's the song, when I heard it, I was like, yo. And then I ended up going out to Cali in like 2016. And you know, my wife would tell you, I went directly to the Marathon store. That's the first place we went to. 2016 or 17, I was at the Marathon store. The shit was a flea market. The shit was like a flea market. It wasn't the smart store yet. You know what I'm saying? And when I went in there, I remember vividly, it was like 15 Crips in there. Jay Stone was in there, few other, and they was looking, and you know, it was a weird thing. I ended up not buying nothing. I ended up getting the fuck out of there. The shit was just like a weird, but I went to the Marathon, so I got pictures of me in front of the Marathon store in like 2015, 16. So it's the same thing, you know. So when they did what they did to Nipsey, it shit broke my heart, man. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it, and I thought to myself like, man, it can't get no worse than that, man. I don't think they could do somebody more dirty than what they did to Nipsey. It can't get no worse than that. And then to see young Dolph, and I ain't gonna lie, man, when Dolph got assassinated, I got the notifications on my phone real fast for some reason. Like, young Dolph has been shot. So and I'll never forget it. And I, you can't find this video anymore, but it was a video, it was this lady, she was live streaming. And I caught that live stream in real time. And she was standing on the side of the store, and she was pointing it at the store, and she was saying, that's young Dolph in there. And young Dolph's arm was hanging out the window. And and listen to me. The people outside was saying, we don't know if that's Dolph or if that's one of his homies, and I could see his arm, and I knew that was young Dolph. It was a long, linky ass black arm. And I mean, they shot him, his arm was hanging out the window. And Dolph getting smoked to go get cookies for his grandmama, man, it really is neck and neck with Nipsey Hussle. It's like, that shit just, it's hard to believe, man. That shit is disgusting work, man. Disgusting work. And then to try to blame it on some random young boys and a dirty ass Mercedes Benz and all of that, coming to find out Yo Gotti brother had everything to do with that. Yo Gotti put the green light on that. Y'all will never be able to live that down. For his mama, for his grandmama, for whoever, man. For whoever, you know what I'm saying? Outlaw, salute, you know what I mean? For his mama, for his grandmama. I ain't buying cookies, man. Man, that shit. And you know what? We still here. All 60 people in this live chat, we still here. We breathing. We above ground. I'm having a drink for young Dolph right now. And we can have these conversations, and we can chop game on it, and we can, bring the truth to power. That shit is disgusting work. That shit, when real kings step up, that shit will be uncaught. That will be no toleration for that type of stuff happening. You understand? If real kings, if real, the billionaires that we built up in this culture, the real kings, the real grown men really stood up, then the youngsters will know, no, we can't touch him. Yeah, I just saw young Dolph go in the store. Don't touch him, homie. Don't touch him. But there's no, the higher ups and the elites got our billionaires, got our 100 millionaires in the chokehold. They got videos of them on Epstein Island. They got they got him in the headlock. Just like I told y'all earlier, you think that they can't do Jay-Z like they did Puffy? You think they ain't got enough evidence? They got more than enough evidence. Jay-Z is going to lead these young boys to the hellfire every time. Jay-Z sit down, shit. Jay-Z, not, yo, listen, well, you got a problem with, y'all got an issue, man. You know, handle that. You know what to do. And then yeah, he ain't tell Yo Gotti, nah, homie, Dolph is a big deal. You do your thing, let Dolph do his thing. Don't let me find out somebody touch young Dolph out there in Memphis. That's what he should have told Yo Gotti when he had that sit down at his house. Don't, yo, listen. That's bad for business. That's bad for the culture. That ain't how we moving. You better get that under control. Do not let nothing happen to young Dolph out there. That's what he should have told Yo Gotti, and young Dolph would still be here. So until we get another Tupac, until we get another Soldier, until we get, this is what's gonna happen. Yeah, yeah, on that list. They on that list, homie. See, even deeper than the list, you think they ain't got enough evidence on Jay-Z to smear his name and end his career? It's already been said that Jay-Z was knocking Foxy Brown off when she was 15, 16. It's already been said that Jay-Z got a son out there in Maryland that he disowned. It's been said that, yeah, it's a lot of things. Again, Jay-Z has done so much for the higher ups and the elites. He has avoided the humiliation ritual thus far, but it ain't gonna last that much longer. It ain't gonna last that much longer. If they ever pin down Yo Gotti for young Dolph, they're gonna get rid of Yo Gotti because that's gonna lead to Jehovah. You know, Sean Carter. So listen, man. You already know what time it is. Let me check this water, man. Shit. I done heated this jacuzzi up. Oh, I done got a little. Right, I'm about to check the water, this jacuzzi. Y'all already know what time it is. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, that boy getting hot. Y'all already know. So we about to do what we do. So listen, man, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. Word to young Dolph, my G. Word to Dolph. Word to Dolph. Salute to young Dolph. Word to Dolph, man. 100%, man. Word to Dolph, man. This shit is, you know, that's what I want. I don't want you getting on the verses. I don't want you dancing on stage. Once he said he smoked Pookie Loke, it's time to goddamn go to war. I don't want it. I want what they doing for young Dolph. I want a motherfucker to slide for the next 100 years. That's what I want. I don't want nothing less, nothing more, nothing less. Nigga, is what it is and it'll be what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? So listen, man, salute to everybody that's tapped in. Salute to everybody that's tapped out. You already know how we do, man. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing. We not dressing nothing up. We giving it to you straight raw, my G. Straight raw. And I'm about to get that. Hold on. I'm about to get this young Dolph going. I can't play it on the joint though, because I don't like to. But we about to get this Rich Slave album playing right now. Surround sound. So listen, man, big salute to everybody that's in the building. We tapping in. We will be back tomorrow.